2020, the most enjoyable year of my entire life. I was a 16-year-old kid who had just found out that there's a lockdown and now there's no more school for me. I was on the phone with my friend planning what we're gonna be doing this summer, and I told him that I'm planning to start dating this girl that I was talking to. He pulls up the calculator app on his phone while we're talking, and he adds up how much money my mom's giving me to hang out per week, basically. Not that I was a spoiled brat, it only came out to like $50 to $70 a week, but we were in Central Asia, so it was pretty decent money because everything there is cheap. And then he says, with that money, it'll be enough for you to go hang out with her, take her out 2 to 3 times a week. But I also want to hang out with you too, so you better come up with a way to come up with some cash ASAP. That was also right around the time where I was going through the spiritual awakening phase of my life, where I was into content about spirituality that also came with some parts of conspiracy theory type of videos. And being that spiritual dude I decided if I'm gonna make money, I want it to be tied to my purpose. So I started exploring what my purpose is. I was connecting with myself on a deeper level, asking myself what it is that I wanted to do in this life. And immediately I thought my purpose in life is to wake up as many people as possible, make them aware of being spiritually awake, and also paying attention to what is actually going on behind the scenes from the stuff that I was learning in these conspiracy theory type of videos. Because I thought there are so many people that have their eyes closed, that are completely blind to the brutal realities of this world, right? So I thought I'll just start posting content in that niche, and once I gain an audience, I'll figure out a way to make money off of it. So I start making the videos, pouring my heart out about how important it is to wake up. People have been asleep and they're not paying attention, and they're being distracted from everything that is actually going on in the world. And a lot of people are starting to resonate with me. That was a trend at that time. So I also went on YouTube and I searched up how to go viral on TikTok. I took notes, and with my newfound knowledge, I made more videos about conspiracy theories, being awake. And then just a couple weeks in, I think it was 3 weeks in, I get my first semi-viral video that got like 100,000 views. I was stoked because that video also ended up performing well for my subscriber count, because I got over 3,000 followers from that video. Then I kept perfecting my videos, seeing what works, what doesn't, for another week. And then at the end of that week, I had another semi-viral video. You can even say viral because that one hit 300,000 views, and I ended up having like 7,500 followers. As a 16-year-old kid, I felt on top of the world that I just started this new TikTok channel just a month ago, and now I already have 7,500 people who think like me, who support my vision, and who want to watch more of my videos. So I decided this is probably around the time that I should look into how to monetize this and how to make money off of this. So I went back on YouTube and I researched how to make money on TikTok, because this was way before TikTok was paying you for views. This was back when everyone had to come up with their own creative way to make money. And through watching the videos on YouTube, I realized that I can just become an affiliate for one of the digital products that already exist, and I can make money from selling someone else's product. Not only that, I can make pretty good money because those are digital products, so they don't actually cost the creator anything. So the creator ended up paying out 50 to 70% commissions on those products. And all the affiliate platforms were 18 plus, and I was just 16. So I ended up asking my mom to help me create an account with a affiliate marketing platform, and she helped me. I immediately logged into the account and I started researching if there were any products related to my niche, which is conspiracy theory / spiritual awakening. There were a few, but the one that really grabbed my attention was in the conspiracy theory / finance niche. So I grabbed that link instantly. It really attracted me mostly because for every sale, you got a commission of $50 to $150. So I immediately grabbed my link, I pasted into my TikTok description, and obviously nothing happens because I haven't promoted it yet. So I make 2 videos where I mention the product at the end, and I tell them to go over to the link in my bio, and I post one of those videos that night, and then I go to sleep. I'll wake up, I go on TikTok, and I see that video got 8,800 views, which was nothing crazy for me at that time, since some of my videos were already performing very well, getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. So I didn't think much of it. I didn't think that there were any commissions. I thought maybe it made $50 or something. So I logged into my affiliate platform portal, and I was stunned because I made $250. I remember it to this day. It was $247 in my sleep. I literally felt on top of the world. You could not tell me nothing because literally my teachers were making $300 a month at that time. Yeah, those were the salaries of teachers in Central Asia. And I, as a 16-year-old kid, made $250 overnight posting videos I like to make anyways. So then I scrolled on my For You page for a little bit, and I came across a video that served as an inspiration for my next video. It was exactly what I needed. It was a video in the conspiracy / finance niche. So I saved it to my bookmarks immediately, and I thought I gotta make something like this. So I recreate that same type of video, but with my own vibe. And since I already had a bunch of drafts in my TikTok, I was posting them first. And about a week later, I post that video that I just talked about, and I went to sleep. I woke up, looked at my TikTok account, and it was at 180,000 views. And I was so excited. There's nothing I did faster in my entire life than open that laptop and log into that affiliate portal to see how much money it made. The amount of money I saw in my account made me almost shit my pants from excitement. I'm sorry for saying this, but it was $3,500 in affiliate commission that I made overnight from one video as a 16-year-old. Like I said, my teachers were making $300 a month. So I basically made my teacher's yearly salary in one day. I felt like I was the #1 business entrepreneur in the world. You could not tell me nothing. I am the best. I am 16 and I'm already reaching the highs of the highs. A 16-year-old who gets $50 to $70 per week from his mom, now seeing this 5-figure amount in one day, I thought, oh my God, this summer is gonna be lit. So yeah, I did go out that summer quite a lot. We ended up hanging out with that girl in our friend group, but I never really ended up making a move because mostly I was also focused on myself, focused on making those videos, meditating because I was spiritually awake. So that's something I was doing a lot, and I really believe that it had a really positive impact on me. I was playing a lot of basketball at that time. I was playing on a team for a private club, but also I was playing with my friends every morning from 5 a.m. to like 9 a.m. and then I'd go home exhausted, take a shower, and then sleep for like 3 hours during the day. And then I'd wake up refreshed, meditate, get my ideas flowing, and start filming. And that's basically what my day looked like. And then in the evening, some days I'd go out, some days I'd stay in. I didn't really care about going out too much. All I cared about was getting this bag. So summer break ends and school opens back up again. I'm attending classes just enough to keep my good grades, but most of the time I'm skipping class to go out with my friends and go play some video games instead at the computer club. At this time, I'm on the national basketball team for my age, so I get to bail on classes, basically using the excuse of I have practice when I'm actually just enjoying myself, having the time of my life. I'm still posting videos here and there, so I'm still getting $1,000 to $2,000 per month in my affiliate commissions, which is crazy good money for a 16-year-old kid with no expenses in Central Asia. But all of a sudden, it doesn't excite me even in the slightest anymore. All I'm doing at this point is enjoying the fact that I can do whatever I want and go out anywhere I want, like I always wanted to. That year, I graduated from high school at 17 years old because I started school early, and I decided that I'm gonna take a year to myself before going off to college just because I can. That summer, I met the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen until that point in my life at a friend's birthday party, and we just instantly bonded and hit it off, and it ended up being like my first love and my first serious relationship. I'm enjoying myself, I'm enjoying my time with her. I get to go out with her wherever I want. I get to give her gifts, give her flowers, which not a lot of kids my age could do, even though there were a few kids who were just spoiled and had money, but they were just dickheads, so nobody liked them anyways. But I would do things like when my girlfriend would text me that she's at this restaurant with her girlfriends having food, I'll just pull up there to say hi and then close the tab on some G shit. Just because I could, and it felt amazing. I was literally the main character. That was probably the best year of my entire life up until this point, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the living shit out of it. Thank God I was in the moment, and I had some of the best times of my life with my friends and in my first real relationship. But all things have to come to an end. That year was already ending, the summer was ending, and it was time for me to depart to the US for college. During that whole year that I was enjoying myself, even though I was present, I also had this thought of I really wanted to hit my next big month, that next jackpot. I feel like because of that first time that I made 10K as a 16-year-old in 1 month, I was now hooked, and I was coming for more. I was definitely coming for more. So as soon as I get to the US, that first week I'm grinding, working to get my new audience so I can monetize that. But very fast, I get sidetracked. I get pulled into this party lifestyle, this college lifestyle, and all I'm doing is partying, going out and drinking. Obviously, I'm also taking my classes and stuff, but on my off time from my classes, I am not focusing on what I truly wanted to focus on. I am focusing on the wrong things. So obviously, I get no results. I get nothing done that whole entire school year except for just passing my classes basically. So the school year comes to an end, and I decide that for the summer I'm going to LA, and I'm gonna start fresh on social media since there's gonna be nobody to distract me. At that point, I'm not making any money, so my mom pays for my 3 months of rent that I'm splitting with my roommate, and I immediately get to work. I'm pumping out videos every single day throughout the summer. I was literally a content machine at that point, and I remember that the last week of the second month, I end up making $500 in affiliate commission. The week after that, I made $800, and the week after that, I made $1,000. The third month comes to an end, and I remember the total for that month was $4,000. Now I have to go back to classes, go back to school, and I make my life's mission at that point to not get distracted this time. So all I do is after classes, I go back to the dorm and I film videos, I edit and post them. In the evening, I would go to the gym and play basketball, and that's basically all I was doing for that first month of September. And September, I made a whopping $20,000 in 1 month. At that point, I'm 19, so I already got a little taste of how much an adult life costs, so I wasn't too excited for the $20,000 month like I was, for example, for the $10,000 month when I was 16, but I felt like I'm getting there again, and I'm about to get the huge win. The next few months varied between $8 to $10 to $12,000, and then finally in March I make $50,000 in a single month. That was a record-breaking month for me, and I felt on top of the world again. I felt like I made it. I felt that I'm set for life if I just keep making these videos. Then, unfortunately, my account gets hacked with $46,000 in pending payouts, and I lose my shit. I stopped posting. All I did was try to cope with the fact that my biggest month was just taken away from me for no reason. During this time, I had a hard time believing that I could even start all over from zero again if I could find the strength I thought I couldn't. But instead of starting from zero, I had a brilliant idea. Here's what I did. I was into trading crypto when I was 16. So with the knowledge that I had from back then, I built myself a perfect trading strategy which I could capitalize off of the funds that I already had built up from the previous months that I was making pretty good money on TikTok, and make pretty good money with crypto. I remembered that the only reason I couldn't make good money with crypto before was because I was trying to start very little and I was trying to make a lot of money. And when you're trying to multiply your account by 10 times in a month, then that's probably not going to happen for you. What's going to happen is you're going to lose your money. But at this point, I had so much money built up that all I needed to make was 20 to 30% per month, and I was making pretty good money. So that's exactly what happened. This allowed me to make even more money without having to consistently think of video ideas, create content, film and post videos. Which, by the way, if you also have built up capital and you want to learn how I'm able to now make stacks like this on a weekly basis with crypto, then all you need to do is click that first link in the description to find me on Instagram, follow me, and DM me the word crypto so I can teach you. But in between the switch, I was still down for a few months, and what I realized is that during times like this, when you're down and you're lost and you don't even know if you can keep going anymore, this is when your character is truly built. During these times, you start realizing that maybe you are exactly where God wants you to be, because God always gives you everything you want, but what you want is not always what you need. Stop to think that this position that you're in is because God wants you to be there. He is giving you these battles to prepare you for your biggest desires. During moments like this, when you start looking at people who had it all ever since they were born, you need to find the strength within yourself to say, who cares? They're going to have stuff handed to them. There are going to be people living a better life than you, but now what? What have you gained from that enlightening conclusion? How has that made your life any better? Because remember, every time you point fingers and say, oh, their mommy and daddy loved them, they sent them to this college, they set them up for success, your life stays the exact same. And this is the part nobody tells you when you're young. Life isn't fair. It never was, and it never will be. Some people start 5 steps ahead. Some people start with everything handed to them. Some people start the race before you even get your shoes on. But comparing yourself to them is the fastest way to destroy your own potential. Because every time you point your finger at someone else's privilege, you take your own power away. Every time you say they're ahead because of their parents, what you're really saying is, I don't believe I can get ahead on my own. And the moment you start believing that, your life stops moving. What I learned painfully is that nobody is coming to save you. Not your family, not your friends, not luck, not timing. You save yourself through your choices, through your discipline, and through your willingness to keep going when everything falls apart. And here's the part that makes your story different. When you build something from zero, nobody can take it away from you. When you grow through struggle, you become the kind of person who can rebuild anything. When God strips something away from you, He's not punishing you. He's transforming you. At 16, 17, 18, or 19 years old, it feels like you have all the time in the world, but you don't. These are the years where your habits are built. These are the years where your confidence is shaped. These are the years where you decide whether you become someone or you fade into the background just like everybody else. So don't waste these years thinking that life is supposed to be fair. Use these years to build yourself into someone unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, the people who really win, the people who actually change their lives, are not the ones who had the best start. They're the ones who refused to quit. And another thing I learned is stop chasing the next big month. Stop living just for the next win. When you focus so much on the next number, the next payout, the next miracle month, you miss the life that you're actually living right now. You miss the lessons. You miss the moments that shape you. You miss the version of yourself that is being built through struggle. Some months won't be big. Some seasons will feel confusing. Some moments will break you before they teach you. But if you're rushing to the next blessing, you'll never appreciate the blessing of becoming someone who can actually handle it. And if this video helped you in any way, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel and make sure you like this video. This helps me reach more people who feel exactly like you. Be present. Be aware. Experience everything you're going through, because this is where real growth is happening.